Yeah, it was weird. Fucking hate Comcast. It was just my internet. My internet fucking, I don't know. It doesn't happen often now that I got my new modem. They kept giving us shit. I just need to buy a modem. That's what I need to do and just quit dealing with their bullshit because I learned something about SP, SPs, man. They don't really like to provide modems that, like, for instance, like, at least here in Michigan, like, I don't care who you go through. If you get the highest speed package they provide, guaranteed their modem don't actually put out the speed. They do, because they don't expect anybody to even ever notice, like, oh shit, like, I'm not, like, I pay for, like, you know a gig and a half of fucking speed and I'm only getting like 1,000 meg, you know what I mean? It's like they don't. No, right, but I'm saying, right, right, right. No, I actually I get gigabytes, but that's I learned the hard way. Yep. That's how they got me at first, and then I realized, so I had upgraded my package, and then so I had issues. Yeah, that's what that was. That's what that was just a server reset. I know that. I just, what I do notice about them, they like to shut me off. Like, say I'm behind in any way. That's this. Well, this will be the time they'll wait until like now, and then they'll like throttle, or they'll just shut me off for a minute. And like I caught him in doing it, and I said something to him because, well, first, like I said, like I upgraded my package, and I started having these issues. I'm like, all right. So I fucking call them, and I talk to them, and they're like, all right, well, we're gonna send you a new modem out. They were like, you need a new modem. They were like, had that modem for a few years. Like, we're gonna, right, right. And I'm like, all right, whatever. I'm like, send me a new modem. So it gets out here. They're like, you can self-install it. Don't worry, it'll work. So I go to self-install it. It won't work. I'm like, what the fuck? So, now I'm on the phone with them, and they're like, all right, well, there's probably a problem with your line. We're gonna send somebody out. So I get the guy out here. They get it back going. They get it back going just for me to, like, I get everything going and I test it, and I was only getting like 1,000 Mbps. I'm like, wait a minute, like I pay for a gig. I'm like, why am I not getting all my speed? So like I'm talking to him, and she's trying to give me the runaround. And she's like, oh, what's your line? And I'm like, listen, I just had him. I'm like, no, no. I'm like, listen, like, you need to look at your notes. I'm like, you guys aren't paying attention to your notes. I'm like, if you looked at your notes, you would see you sent somebody out here. I'm like, so you're dead ass wrong. It ain't my fucking line. I'm like, I know what you're going to say now. I said, now you're going to say it's my modem. I said, look at the notes again. You guys sent me a modem before you even sent the guy out here. I said, what is going on? And she's like, well, she's like, all right. And like, of course, I'm talking to somebody from India. And she's like, what it is she was like, you got our highest paid package. And she was like, we don't normally, tell people this, but we don't, like, our modem don't even provide that speed. I'm like, what do you say? I'm like, so you're telling me that, like, I won't get a gig out of this modem? They're like, no, no. Like, I'm sorry, but nobody really pays for that package. Like, why the fuck do you have a package that you don't even really support then? And then she says, well, you can buy a modem and we can just, hook it up through our thing. Like, why don't you tell people that then? Like, if you buy this package, you gotta buy a modem. I said, and then on top of that, why do you guys charge so much? Because you're only providing the fucking service. You're not even providing the tech. Because now if I buy a modem and my modem fucks up, I just gotta buy a new one. Right? There is no me calling you, so you can't charge me this extreme service fee Like, this makes, you know what I mean? It's like, it's a gimmick. That's just like the actual unlimited high speed. You got a lot of people don't know. That don't really exist. You're on an allotment. I don't care what they tell you. It's just very few people, depending on the package they pay for, use enough to ever hit that cap to where their shit ever slows down. You know what I mean? Like, it's weird how that shit works, but it's like there is a fucking cap. There's a cap to your unlimited high speed. It's not really unlimited high speed. It's just you have a shit ton of speed. Basically, it's just once you hit that cap, like say it's like supposed to be like 5G. Now you're 3G. You know, you still have the internet per se. It's just slow as shit. Yeah, just like I went to say something, I went to click, so I'm like, the hell? Like everything looked frozen. What the fuck? I'm gonna have to close the app. No, not at all. Not at all. You're look, you ain't gonna get there with me. I think sometimes God's like, because like I said, I talk to God very like he has a very detailed, you know, uh list of how I feel and what I think's going on and whatnot, right? So I sometimes think God's like, dude, does this guy ever shut the fuck up? But it's like, hey God, I just wanted to add. It's like, oh my God, yes, Michael. Like, didn't we just talk about this? I thought you were done. No, I got one more thing to add. No, so don't ever worry about that with me. Again, I often get the look. Yeah, right. I've had people get amazed that's called me on the phone, right? And be like, oh man, I got the wrong number. And then I'm like, oh yeah, no, it's no big deal. And it's like you probably, talk it out with them, talk it out with them, and they're like, damn, you're really fucking cool. It's like 4 in the morning. It's like why? It's like why am I gonna be mad at you because you dialed the wrong number? You know, like I would rather be a bright spot in somebody's day than ever be a negative. Cause you called it earlier, like, and I don't say it, I don't like to like try to make people feel bad for me or nothing, but I've been through so much shit in my life that's like the thought of being a negative in somebody's day is just so overwhelming to me that it's like I just I would rather just be a positive. I can't I don't have time. I just don't have time or the energy to just no, I just no. No, I just life's too damn short, man. In many cases, in many ways, life's time is so finite. I just want to live and love, man. All right. Yeah, no. The old juicer. You're not gonna let me sign in game? I think Dune's mad at me because it crashed. Like, it's not my fault. I didn't do it. Don't do this to me, Dune. I need my fix, Dune. He's really not wanting to let me sign in right now. Oh, did I? I don't know. Was I? Huh, I don't know. This happened before, and it just like, I don't know, it was like weird. It didn't want to let me sign in at first. Yeah, that's lame. That's lame. Be nice to me. Yeah, I'm trying to hop on Dune there, War Boys. It's not letting me. I'm listening, dude. You're good. I just commented back. Seagull over. No, that's a good dad joke. No, for sure. Steven Seagulliver. That's a guy, I swear to God, though. He is such a fucking asshole. He is such an asshole. Like, that's a guy I'd probably, like, fight. I would, like, probably fight him. I'd be like, alright, Steven, let's go. Fucking. Like, yeah, no, like, go, go ahead and fucking chop me in the throat like you did in that guy in the seminar. Talk about I'm not gonna hit you in the throat. Like, go ahead, try that shit with me. I'm gonna beat your fucking ass. That fucking guy, he's such a dickhead. I've seen so many seminars where he's just like, look, man, let's be real. You're the only fucking action actor who got choked out on numerous occasions by stuntmen. We all know you shitted yourself last time. Look here, boo boo. Look here, boo boo butt. Like the fuck out of here. You can't fight, bro. Who was that last UFC fighter he was trying to groom and fucking like it pisses me off that he's even somewhat respected in the fighting world. It's like, you got some people who are like, oh, fucking, Steven Seagal. Like, dude, like this guy. Look, my uncle used to watch his movies, and I used to make him so fucking mad. Because I'd get to, you'd see some, like, Death Below or whatever. He's, like, breaking people's arms, and you're like, dude, that's a fucking dumb. Look at and you're, shut up. You're just like, dude, that's fucking laughing, like it's a damn comedy. He's like, get out of my room. Like, this shit's funny, though. Like, this shit's fucking funny, though. Oh, dude, them are so good. See, that shit I used to try to compare to. That shit I used to try to compare. I'm like, why don't you watch this shit? No, them are good movies, but there's nothing wrong with Skull. Like, dude, nothing that, but that, nothing but that they're fucking fake and they make you fucking laugh. Like I'll looking back now they are like I've watched a couple recently and it just cause bro, I ain't gonna lie, all I did was sit through it and smoke and laugh. Yeah, they're so bad, they're so good, you'll just you know, some of them fight scenes are just like, yes, like look, wait for it, and then it's, come on, man. Come on, man. Yeah, true, true. But then oh hell yeah. Or like, that's you mentioned in Jackie Chan, like and then you watch some shit like Rumble in the Bronx or fucking, oh god, they were just such like ru- them were dude, I think that was a collab with them too that we just didn't realize we needed. Right? Like because everybody wanted to see him again in fucking Friday, and people still didn't understand. People still didn't understand the whole. And there were so many rumors about that of like he wanted more. Nah, like a lot of people didn't understand. At Chris Tucker ain't a weed guy. Actually, and like when he first come out, what a lot of people didn't realize, he was really affiliated with the church and shit like that, and like with his community and where he came from, and like he didn't. The thing was, he didn't turn it down, but it was more of a like, hey, look, like I kind of wanna explore my options, and like I don't want to just necessarily be known for this. And like it like people always say it was like Ice Cube and the man. Ice Cube wasn't upset. That's why he came back and did another one later on. It was never a money thing. It was never a he was just trying to, and being real, him doing that, he may not have got fucking Rush Hour back then. Right? What? Get me a bottle. But you know what I'm saying? He had no idea like what his future was gonna be, and he was trying to keep his options open, right? Um, oh yeah, no, I remember that. I remember that. Yeah, like that, and look at what a hit that was, for real. You know what I mean? Look at what a hit that fucking movie really was. Come on, little shit, you gotta quit going over there. Quit going over there. Go that way. Keep trying to go over in the corner over here, under my damn, my computer under my desk and stuff. What you're trying to do? If you're trying to find somewhere to pee or something, you better go somewhere else. There's a litter box over there. Damn it. Yeah, it's just not wanting to sign in. Oh, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. Oh, Dad, you're okay. No, it's not. Oh no! Oh wait! I think we're in business. What the Wi-Fi? This happened. Like I said, it happened like, and I didn't look. I was like, when it was probably like the second day I was playing it, and like my internet kicked out. I went to go get back on. It wouldn't let me sign in. I tried a couple of times. It wouldn't let me get on. I'm like, you know what? I'm like, fuck it. It's no big deal, right? I was like, I'm not. Oh, why the fuck did it put me all the way over here? Hold on. What server am I on? I don't even know what server it put me on. Do I have my tool on me still? No. Yeah, it's got me at the Griffin's Reach. Yeah, no, but I never. Oh, I did take my orthocopter out of my fucking thing. That's fucking okay. No, you're good. I totally forgot I did that too, because I'm like, what the fuck? Why isn't it in my tool though? Because the first thing I was gonna say was like, if it's not in my tool, then what does that mean about my base? But no, I set my base down and then I took it out. Because I flew over there. Because when I went to server hop, I was like, I'm like, all right, base packed, good. And then I went to hop and I was like, oh wait a minute, fuck, and I signed back in because I didn't want to have to run across the sand, right? I'm like, wait a minute, I don't want to run past there through the starter area like I did before and get 8. I'm like, so hold on, I'm like, let me just store a orthocopter real quick. Oh yeah, you're good, bro. I'm just glad I signed back in. Because I don't even know how long it took for it to... I didn't get back on it for like a week. But, you know what I mean? It just, it wouldn't... I knew that it was good, it just... I was like, fuck it, I'm not gonna... Obviously, there's something going on. I thought maybe the game was struggling, because there was a bunch of posts going on Facebook when I first downloaded it. People were bitching about an update. But I was too new to the game to understand. Well, like I said when I asked you earlier about the carrier, that was the first time, not today, it was like yesterday or the day before, I saw them, I saw a couple of them videos where people were like, it was weird. I didn't know if it was maybe it was like, they weren't realizing it, but they were rubber banding because maybe their internet or what it actually was. But it was just, you could definitely tell it was something to do with, they were flying fine like this, or without the thrusters, but as soon as they hit them thrusters, it was like rubber banding really hard and dropping them into the sand in the deep desert. And it was like, whoa, that looks fucking sketchy. Well, I know they just fixed the main problem with the streaming tip was like the game was hard enough. I was seeing that there was a lot of people on lower end systems that had to close, so they were having to close their game like every hour to hour and a half. Be because well, I'd never heard of this. I didn't even know what a fucking RAM leak. I'm a console player. I didn't know that a game could have a RAM leak, right? So like I heard that and it was like because I was having issues with the game and so I search it. I'm like, why am I having this issue with the game? And the first thing it said, hit me back with was like, oh, you're suffering from a RAM leak. The fuck? I'm like, so I pull up my what do you call it? My like diagnostic stuff to like track all my stats, and I'm like, so I'm having, I'm taking pictures, searching that, and it's showing me, it's like, oh, well, I'm like, well, what's causing this RAM leak? And like, I'm like, how do I fix it? Do I gotta buy new, sticks of RAM? Is it, and look, and the PC's like, or the AI's basically like, no, dummy, because you don't understand PC talk. Basically, your game has a problem with using RAM. I thought it was like, I had a bum issue in my PC. The first PC I've ever bought. I'm like, huh? Oh yeah, no, I flew over here with you. Remember, I need to go back to my base and grab it. It's just, yeah, it's just, where is my base? Where did I fucking set my base? Oh, right here. Okay, yeah, it's just. Oh, oh, all right. Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, or you could just fly me over there. Oh my god. Oh, gotcha. Let me see. This is the right way. Wait, wait. No, this way. Yeah, this way. Well, yeah, I was like, I'd never heard of a RAM leak in a game. I was thinking it was my PC. Apparently, like, so Dune, fuck, what was it? Dune, there was like a list of PC games that were struggling. Like, it's something to do with them using the VRAM, basically. Yeah, Right.
Just smack me in the face, bro. You just smacked me. Go in the face. Crazy. I haven't heard another copy of this in a long time. Another copy of this. Hey, I ain't never another little thing. I got plain red feet, black pants, and still so spinning kids for work. And just going off the long period. Yeah, it's different up here, different environments, man.
Damn, that one descends quick. I didn't even notice that. Holy shit. All right, here we can. I'll follow you back if you want. That way, I got mine over there too, and I can just bounce back and forth. Oh yeah, you know what? Duh. Fuck, I didn't think about that. That's such a nifty trick, though. That's see, I was wondering. I was watching this guy play. Like some like I don't know. It was like a month back, and like he had these people trolling him in the desert in the deep desert, and he was just a solo player, but like he was the reason like I really started playing the game hard because I thought like I'm like all right, well I don't really have anybody to play with. Jay and them ain't really playing. I'm like this doesn't seem like I was getting to where I had to go into the deep desert, and I'm like I didn't know if you could really do it solo. And like I was watching this guy, and you just gotta really play close to the chest. Yeah. And he was like showing though, like these people were trying to troll him, and he was like, I was wondering at first how he was getting away with it because they would kill him, but they weren't blowing up his. He was like, the key is not letting them destroy your orthocopter. Or well, he was using an assault at the time, but he was showing. He kept like jumping out of it, and he was grabbing it with the tool. And I wasn't catching at first. I thought he was just like destroying it, and then like because it wasn't showing him pull it back out. It was just showing him like pocket it. And I'm like, and I'm watching him, and then I caught on. I'm like, oh, he's not just making new ones. He's pocketing it. And then, if they get him, they get him. And he's able to like when he spawns back, he can just kind of like pop his orthocopter back out. I'm like, oh, I'm like, okay. And then I started seeing him do it when he was doing deep desert runs, just farming, like the what you call it. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like a sandstorm would go to hit, and he would hurry up and grab it up. I'm like, damn, I'm letting my shit get hit by the storm. I'm like, I need to start doing that. So I've been carrying one on me. I just forget to use it. Like, well, what was it, last week? Yeah, for sure. Exactly, yeah, it's like a Pokeball. It's like last week I fucking forgot, like, I come out and my wings, or I had to or make new wings. Because, like, I come out, oh, yeah. I was like, damn it. I'm like, I forgot. I'm like, fuck. Yup. Yeah, right? Look, I got raided the other day and did that like literally right after the raid. Like I went jumping off some shit to go finish a mission and just murdered myself. It was like, oh, like I meant to do that, guys. Hold on, let me pick myself up and my pride. Oops. You know what's even greater than that though is you go jump and then like halfway down you forget that you forgot to repair and the shit just snaps. Well, I'm about to fall. You're like, well, I'm about to fall really far now. Oh, wow. I didn't know that. See, I need to get that. I need to. I'm always like doing the little move and like throwing myself and then using the suspensor to like propel me further, and then I'm realizing that everybody else uses the little like grapple hook thing. I'm like, oh fuck, that's what that's for. It really is, because I've been sleeping on it. I've been watching people use it. I'm like, why the fuck don't I use that?
Toast, 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 toast. Ricky Days.
Bro, I'm telling you. I played for that for like a month, and then I realized that I was playing wrong because I was like climbing stuff, and I'm like, what the fuck? No, I know. Die a couple times. Dude, I felt like, look, my first week, if Jay Gunner was still in here, he'd probably be laughing because he would, dude, I fell into the fucking trench. What do you the in the rift. Dude, I shit you not, brother. I was in there for like 2 hours trying to get out. Jay finally, look, he comes into my chat. he comes, I was so embarrassed. He comes into my chat, look, and I'm like, I'm getting frustrated. I've tried to climb out probably like 15 times. Died, well, not died, but down myself probably like 15 times falling. He comes in and he goes, what's going on, Snake? And I'm like, oh my God, man. I'm like, I said, hey, man, not to be a bother. I'm like, man, if you're not busy, I hate doing this. I was like, but you're not busy. You think you can come scoop me up real quick? He's like, yeah. He was like, yeah, man, give me a sec. What's going on? And like, I like, do my camera on. I'm like, man, I'm fucking stuck down here. He's like, why didn't you run out? I'm like, you can run out? I fell in the middle. Like, bro, I've been struggling trying to climb the fuck back out of here. He's like, oh man, you should have just ran out or, like ran your way out. Fuck, dude, I didn't know you could run out. I thought you had to like climb your way out of that bitch. He's like, there's a pathway you can drive down with the buggy. Like, well, wish I'd have thought that through. No, I'm telling you. Got you on the verge of, I don't know if I like this game. Yeah, no, for sure.
Inventory on receiving. I'm getting this. I've been in the forklift, getting it all out the truck, and then I'm going to paper out one deep in that motherfucker, man. Say, hey, you gotta keep up with
Oh
that.
God, me and you are the same guy, I swear, because that's me too. Why did you just do that? Like, because my stuff is down here. Fuck.
Specialty foods solutions, which is a crazy ass name, but that was the name.
It's the truth of it.
Oh yeah, okay, James. Look, you got the cheat sheet right there. I work at Rooms to Go. Shout out Rooms to Go, man. So we moving like furniture and
Oh,
shit.
because of the storm.
Shit, they specialized in
Oh,
prototypes.
yeah,
That was the
no, I'm probably gonna. I've just been chatting on here with you, and I love it. I just, man, the thing about it too is like, I wish other games looked as good. It looks really good. It's one of those games that, like, since I messed with my color settings on it, just fucking game pops. It looks so good. I wish Division looked this good on PC, damn it. They could use an update or
Not
two.
mine.
Yeah, massive. What the fuck? Come on, guys. I talk so highly of you guys, and you're just leaving the PC app behind, or the version behind.
So not all that. What do you do with the oranges? Nah, they better give my boy some hazard pay. What the fuck? OnlyFans is crazy. You pick what with my OnlyFans. This furniture is not expensive. Mad expensive? Shit, I believe you, man. I'm never
You call it duct tape too. That's amazing. That's what I was calling it. I was like the duct tape. Eh, fuck. Duct tape fixes everything. It really does. Hey, fucking seal up a wound with it. You can fucking fix a plane wing. You know. I'm not saying I would fly on. I'm not saying I would fly on said fucking plane with duct tape. But I'm just saying, people have used. You're just saying some people have used duct tape in very fashionable ways.
so. Let's level it up to four and see if it's let's make it first.
Oh yeah, no, it's
Shippies all day. That's what the fuck I'm talking about.
yeah. I'm from the hood, so like that's why the mad people when they're mad at you and they're smart, they go after the side of your tire. Or they go all in and they just come with a fucking tool that just pulls your whole fucking stem out. Which that's the worst. That's the worst. They just they the Mac. Yeah, I'm from the hood, so like I've seen some petty shit where it's like, did you just really? And they're like, oh fuck yeah, and you're like, man, come on, bro. Some of the silliest shit.
What that was supposed to do, bro? That's my Lord. Never see that. Never see
Oh yeah, no, you can definitely tell when some people are from like my kind of neck of the woods and just don't have no act right. I promise you, and I know because I've been in situations like that where like it's sad, man. It's silly. It's silly too because it's like, look, I'm from the hood. You don't. It doesn't. I don't go around acting for. I don't know. I think people like to use areas for excuse. The only thing I can say is like just like I was talking about earlier with my kids. I'll never not have a healthy fear of like knowing that you put people in the right circumstances, anybody's capable of anything. So I'm always on the lookout. Like I was explaining that to my son because my son, he was like, Dad, you act so much different when you're out. And I'm like, what do you mean? He said, "What do you mean?" Or I said, "What do you mean, son?" And he said, "Well, Dad, you're so friendly and talkative a lot of the time when you're home and you're online and you're talking to your friends." He was like, "And when you're out," he said, "you're always watching us. You're always watching around. You're a lot more quiet. You're a lot." And I said, "Son, because that's years of me growing up out here and knowing, like, when I walk into an area." You know, the first thing I'm doing is panning the room because I'm looking. It's like I guarantee you, and this isn't. This is, you know, you have people that boast this shit, and it's not something I'm proud of. This is physical and mental training where it's like I go in, and I guarantee you within the first fucking like couple of minutes, dude, I know who can fight. I know who can't fight. I know who's probably a threat, who to worry about, who to watch, where the exit are. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like I had. Oh, of course. Well, then that's what I mean. That's what I meant by the like. I always check, you know, and it's like, who should I be watching? Who should I actually be paying attention to? And that is always. Yeah, hey man, I wish I could be that guy, but it's like because I dude, and there's times where it's like I know I don't have to. Like I walk into my kid's school, right? But it's just like, or I go to this place, or I go to a restaurant, but it's like I don't know how to not do that now. Because if I don't do that, now I'm really uneasy, and that's something you don't want. Because now I'm worried because it's like I could have missed. Yes, what did I miss? Because you know how many times that shit saved my life though. You know, and I'm not like I fuck no. What are you trying to get fucked up? I don't look. I don't wear headphones like that. And if I do, I usually have if I listen to music out or anything like that, it's very lower to where I can still hear really well. Or if I'll have one earbud low to where I can kind of like I don't even have to just the melody, right? Right? But like I can't have it being too loud. I don't wear sandals outside. You know how many people I've seen? You know how many people I've seen that like I'm talking about capable fighters. Like you don't want to trade with these people and they get fucked up over their feet. It's that like their feet are gone. There's once their feet get toast, it's just oval. Over, bro. They can't fight. Over with. And I'm like, fuck that, man. Yeah. Like fuck that shit. I had a buddy too that like he had a knack for kicking it when we were coming up. We'd be out in the sea, get to kicking them shoes off of him. Motherfucker, you better quit doing that. He said, man, what do you mean? Like, I fight better like this. I'm like, yeah, dude, this ain't UFC. I'm like, listen to me, this ain't the fucking UFC, bro. Like, I'm telling you, like, the wrong motherfucker's gonna see you do that. And they're gonna be somebody that thinks strategically like me. Listen. Because that's something I'm not afraid to say that shit, like, especially now. I ain't fighting now. Motherfuckers lucky. Motherfuckers are. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Uh-huh. You damn right, man. I look, see, a lot of people didn't understand it was like, cause like being from what the fuck is going on? Yeah, no, I'm being from here, man. It's like, what the hell is going on here? I just, I didn't like. There's a lot of people I come up with like that I knew, like I think even early on, I like we weren't gonna go down the same paths. Like, and it wasn't, but it was one of those things where it was like I had to understand that, like they were still my people. They were still, so, but there was always a line. Like, they always knew there was a line I wouldn't cross, like, because I come up in the height of that gang shit, you know. early, late 80s, early 90s, all that shit with the, the Latin Kings hit fucking Michigan, and then the Spanish Cobras were born. You know what I'm saying? And all that shit. Like, my brother was heavy in that shit for a long time. I drew a line, though. Like, y'all could bang all you want. I'm like, I'm not gonna knock it. I don't get it. To me, it's like, it's some colors, right? Like, I can hold a red bandana up. I can hold a green. They're bandanas. Or they're just colors, right? I don't get it. But it's like, I understood that was something that I didn't connect with like they did. But we all had the same thing in common, that we all grew up without old mans, right? We all were fatherless. We all were trying to find who we were gonna be as men together. So there was a situation. Man, you ain't the first to say that, and it would be I would be a liar if I said I didn't think about it. But there was a situation where I took a stand where it was like, look, y'all can do whatever you fucking want, but don't ever think that you're gonna come to me and be like, pick a side. Like, I'm all of your brother. So like, I'm the one where I was like, dude, you know how many times me and my mom, like, I had an instant where a homie of mine, I don't want to say, like, his nickname was Bones. So, like, my homie Bones show up, and there was an altercation. He got clipped in the leg. His leg. And my mom, being the mom she was like, I was kind of like, hey, bro, you need to, like, this is neutral. You know that. Me and mom's spots, don't bring no fucking shit here. And he's like, no, 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 you know we're straight. I just want to. He come literally to, like, he was drinking and he wanted to smoke with my mom. Everybody loves my mom. Everybody called my mom, right? So it was like, I wanted to smoke with mom. So I'm like, all right, whatever, just. And mom's like, come here, come my mom with, now my mom's got alcohol and she's got bandages. Let me see your leg. Mom's fitting to, now mom's momming his leg. Fucked up. Now, here's come another homie of mine, Streets. He's not fucking look, he's bleeding from his arm. He's been shot in the arm. Like, what is going on today? Yes, this is true. It's like, what the fuck is going on? Like, so it's like, I'm like, dude, are you alright? He's like, yeah, dude. He's like, hit this, hit this, look, hit this bottle with me, he says. I'm like, bro, you realize you're shot in the arm, right? It's nothing. My mom come out. What? My mom hear me. What? Damn it. Get your ass in here. Tell me why these two, these two, this, this is like, they both know what happened. They shot each other. This happened earlier in the day. You know what I mean? There's words going back and forth. And I mean, it was the craziest shit. But my mom just instantly, hey, and then they just stop. My mom's like, stop it. This, don't fucking start. You shut the fuck up. Let me finish your leg. You shut the fuck up. I'll be over there in a second so I can see your arm. You may have to go to the hospital. And it's just, and they listen though, because that was like, at a younger age, I had like I said, I saw them going that route. And then when we all had a certain age, it was like, look, man, don't put me in a position where I gotta lie for you. That way, like, let me be neutral. So like, I can still come do commissary. I can still look out, make sure you are at least being treated right when it comes to the justice system. You know what I'm saying? And like, and don't put me in a position where, it's like, don't put me in a position where I feel like, it's like, oh, well, I'm on one side or the other. Like, we all grew up together. It was crazy how this shit fell out. And it's like, there's so many of us that ain't even left now because of all that shit. Because people couldn't get over a fad. Because look at it now, this shit. You don't see that shit fucking big now. Ain't nobody claiming to be this, that, or the other anymore. If anything, the shit's embarrassing where it's like, you got people's like, oh, you know what, heathen. It's like, shut the fuck up, bitch. Don't be telling my past. Like, I don't want people to know that shit. Nah, man, and and I said this about nowadays too, is it's like motherfuckers don't like me saying this, and like, it is what it is, but you look around, And like you look at the whole music scene and the kind of music they you well look, you look at the music they push, and yeah, because I'm like, oh bro, it's structured to try to influence them to like you look at hip hop and rap, and that's one of my I grew up in the hood. I love it. It's what I resonated with the most. Right? If I felt like it let me express how I felt the best at the time. But what I've grown to come to understand is it ain't the kind of same music that I grew up listening to. People really did express themselves. Was it all good? No. Right? There was some violent music back then. But if you listen to like the violent music back then, if you really listen to where it came from, it was and you listen to the message that they were talking about, 90% of the time it was a situation where they were backed into a situation what they were talking about. They didn't have a choice, they felt. The shit nowadays is more of like an anthem, right? And you look at the shit nowadays and it seems like it's like a push comparatively to because everybody nowadays like 90% of the bigger names, right, that are like and like just like rap in general, like it's either about money or like sex and just glorifying the worst parts of that area, or it's just outright like violent, right? But if and you look, it's like okay, and it's a whole. It's like it's pretty much generally all of them. All right, then that's pushed by the labels. Well, who owns the labels? Right? You figure out who owns them. It's kind of ironic that the same people that own them own all the stock damn near in prisons. How is like how does that make sense? The same, right? So it's like you have people that try to argue that though. Yeah, like true, true. You have people that always argue. They're like, no, that's just coincidence. Like
Simple, simple, but it's intellectual, intellectual editing.
no, I know what you're talking about because it's they've been known throughout the years of making quotes that like stick around. They stick around because there was another famous Rockefeller to go out and say he was talking about how to create the perfect nation and workforce. And if you look that up and how he and well he didn't just it wasn't just see people don't understand though, and I've actually had a few different people not recently be like in the last couple of months hit me up with the like holy fucking shit because it something I said some months back hit them and they like it took them down a rabbit hole and they've came back like holy fucking shit. You know it is. But it's like they didn't really believe what I was saying or like that they took it like it's like, oh dude, like you said, tinfoil hat. No, dude, this is because I try not to do that. I have my own conspiracy shit. Like me and you could go on for days. But I reserve a lot of the shit even like when I talk to people because I try to stick to fact, right? And using that one, like when I mentioned that shit to my friends and they went back and looked, like the shit I said was all fact because he really did. Like they have documentation. Like this was his handwriting where he wrote this and then had a detailed plan that went from not only it went through our education to our food. Like there was a very detailed plan, and all this information is public knowledge now. You can find it if you know where to look. You can find it. Just
It justifies altitude to the heart, so I'm still using it for this. Let's see if I can remember. Oh, let's see if I can.
yeah. See, Right. Well, no, because them are people that that's regurgitate. That see, that's the shit that irritates me too. Because it's like it's one thing. I have no problem when somebody like if I say something, for instance, and somebody's like, "Oh," when they come back, and it's like it. But it's another thing when somebody's just taking and regurgitating something they just read. Yeah, it's like, come on, man. Like,
What you wanna do? It's a new thing for you. You know, I never asked for the truth. What's the request? What to do right manner, then I will
yeah,
trust.
exactly. Like, don't.
Shit.
Well, it's just kind of an ass hat thing to, like, damn, you're gonna try to call me on something, and then when it's like I challenge that, you're like, ooh, like, yeah, yeah, right. I've actually had somebody get mad at me for that though, and I think it was because I did it in a nice way. Because it was like, okay, you know what? It was like, okay, well, okay, it's like fine, but like, all right, well, show me though. Like, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And it was like this just it was like, oh, so now you're just gonna be, and it was like, how am I being any type of way? I was just saying, like, if I'm fucking wrong, then tell me, like, because I'm a human being. Like, I'm not above being fucking wrong, and if I'm wrong, then I'm gonna own that. And if there's apology that needs to be given, then I'm gonna give that. Like, I'm a real fucking person. I'm not above aboard nothing. Yeah, so well, that's what's wrong today is that's what you just made a comment of like we can't like you're afraid we're at a point where we can't really discuss anything anymore. And it's because we get into groups and try to discuss something, and there's always somebody that gets so fucking jaded that it's like ask somebody else, it's like, oh, we gotta fucking cancel that person. Ooh, get rid of them, and then it's a ripple thing because then somebody else is like it gets somebody else in their feelings that thinks about the next guy like, oh, well, that person fucking made me mad, yeah, cancel them fucking too. And it's we don't know how to just like realize where it's like, okay, you feel this way about something, right? I don't agree with that. I feel this way. And then step back and go, okay, but how does that affect us? It doesn't. It's just an opinion. You look at this way, right? I see it this way. And there's always like when it well, and that's the thing. Like if we could just and for the most part, as a mass of in 90% of cases, just be able to really talk things out constructive or constructively and calmly and really just like think about what's best for all of us as a fucking human race. I think we would find that a lot of our problems would be fucking really solvable. But it's easier I think sometimes to live in chaos for some people than to really try to see somebody's other point of view, you know. It's like, holy fucking shit. I gotta level this desk. What? So oh my god, what are you doing? Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, you're talking about like, yeah, no, okay, yeah, because I was wondering like how you get the different ones, and I noticed that like there was a couple of them last time I was at Airkeem. There was a couple at the vendor because I went and got the I was struggling with the gun port, like that one. I was trying to do the higher levels of the burning, what is it, the burning cavern, and that one proved to be hard with the weapons I had. Just the ending part of it, I can go through the beginning of it no problem. It was just that boss, the gun I had was just shit. So I bought that triple shot. That thing is that fucker is nice.
I don't
One part of the gang now, so I'll be like your hitman.
just don't hit the
Oh
switch.
yeah, no, you already know.
Stop with two niggas and share a fucking table with dominoes. I've had my story right since I was 18. 10 years, huh, killer? Damn, son.
No, I appreciate that.
Did you get the tip?
Listen, you're gonna find like, dude, I want to be a part of something, man. It doesn't matter. I don't really care about none of that stuff. Just to like have fun with you guys and be a part of it. That's all I want. You know what I mean? Like, I know some people like it's like, don't get me wrong, I love the game and like it's, but there's like I don't have a lot of stock in like I'm here because of you, dude. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? I'm just here to hang out and vibe. No, I get it. I get it. You're on multiple. So I'm like, I'm just saying, I'm not worried about like, I don't know. Do you see? I had Spice. I didn't know what the fuck to do with that. I was just kind of doing it to, adding it to my lands red. Like, I don't, there's not a little, like, I don't want to get, I don't know. Like, there's not a lot of stock and like gain in the game for me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just vibing with it. No, that's what, no, I think that's cool. That's what I was saying. I do like the aspect of that. That looks super cool. So I'd love to just run some stuff with you guys. But you guys don't. You ain't got to worry about me being like, I didn't get enough stuff, man. Where's all my stuff? I don't. I could come out with like a spoon. I'd be like, oh, cool, man. I don't care. I don't care, dude. It's just a game.
Especially one with so many pets. How many pets you got again? It's like,
Hell yeah, man. I'm all for it, brother.
Stay where my phone. That's my heart.
Hell yeah. That's what's up. Oh yeah, man. I'm just glad. Fuck it. I'm just glad I was like I said. Jay showed me the ins and outs for the most part, but there was still a lot of stuff that was eluding me about the game, and you kind of came in and really like helped me out. So I appreciate that. And then it's just cool to it's cool to find a server or people to hop with the server. That's why I was telling Jay like, hell, you might as well hop to the same one you guys are on too. At least. Mhm. Oh yeah, you just no, 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 no. No, I was just telling them to come. They're all pretty. I mean, they're probably around your guys' level too. You know what I'm saying? That just I think they're just a little smaller, but I mean they're well equipped. It's just they weren't really playing so much anymore. But when he came in, I just kind of told him like, well, shit, if you're gonna be back into playing, it might as well just migrate to the same server. A lot of the shit I'm seeing, a lot of people are just going to the big ones anyway. It seems because of the way they did PvP. Well, from what I read, everybody was more worried about the main base game because you had all them different PvP points on the base map. I never ran into any problems, but I was on boots the whole time. There really wasn't nobody on boots. I read a couple different posts from people that it wasn't very good. Like people were getting trolled by other people. So I don't know. I haven't had any problems with PvP. Oh, what one? Where you at? Uh, below me? Oh, okay, I see you. Yeah, no, I was up in the top. No, you're good. I'm coming. Where away? Oh, nope. And no, it wasn't your fault. I don't know if I moved or it just bounced. That was funny. It looked like my guy just like no, no. It just looked like my guy fell like right through the bottom. That's kind of cool. Gotcha. That's probably what it was because it did look like my guy just like fell like almost warped through it. It was like, oh wow, look, my guy's got superpowers. I'm like cat off of X-Men. I can phase through stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'd get myself in trouble. I'd like to think I would be good, but that's a lot of just like walk through some shit. That's right. Yeah, I think so.
See, look at you, karate kid.
What? Yeah. Okay. Well, like I said, I'm pretty simple. If you like, I don't know how many exact vehicles we have, but if you need like me to make one for like use for everybody, yeah, I can make some stuff. Give it. I just got to gather the material. I'll make whatever's needed. I'm always willing to share and like the whole idea getting this game was to play with people. So if you need me to like any help from me, you just make sure you let me know too. Don't think you're just here to help me. I'm here to help too. All right, well, okay, okay. I just want you to know anything I can do to help too. I am down. This will definitely have me playing more when I have more people to play with. Wasn't bored with the game, but I didn't want to. I don't like buying games and burning out on them. I learned a hard way with Division 1 and then Division 2. Like I had like a good 3,800 hours in that game before they ever even dropped the expertise system. Cuz that's all I was playing every day cuz I was like constantly running. I kept running new people yeah, see, I kept running people through the new, the game and then they come out with the DLC, so I'd run them through that. And dang. Yeah, I gotcha.
It's lights in my casket down. It's not hit it, you can ask around. Get out, baby. It's clean. What is it? 9:43, about to be 10 a.m. for you. It's gonna be
Oh no, you're good.
so oh, what the fuck? There it is. We found the secret. Secret.
Yeah, just come up. Oh wait, where'd you go? Did you go up or down? Oh, you went down? Okay. Yeah, I just come up. Yeah, it looks cool to me, man. You'd have came over here if I'd have been telling you all this, it'd have been like a little box with like probably like a flat like invisible roof. You'd have been like, oh, cool. Look, fucking oh shit. Boom, 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 boom.
It's crazy. Wait, what's that?
No, you're good, man. You're good. I'm like I've been a part of a lot of different over the years now, I played different like, final fucking I played fuck. What is it, Elder Scrolls for a little while. Like I've been part of a few guilds. You ain't gotta worry about me ever getting offended by anything, dude. I just like being a part of stuff. I do. I should probably put that on, huh? Yes, sir. Alrighty. Yeah, for sure. That's actually probably a really good idea. Because I would be one to probably forget. I try to keep a rad suit on me though because of the lands rad missions, but it is. I noticed that.
So not awesome. So not yeah.
Yeah, I got you. See, it was like the whole thing with guilds. Like I learned that with final though. After that shit with my, because it was my buddy Casey and another mutual friend Morgan, and it was all over gold. And I tried to tell Casey in the beginning, because in this game with the spice did remind me of that when I first started like looking at, and I'm like, and I told, back then I told my buddy Casey, I was like, because I said in the beginning when we all first started like doing the guild, and I'm like, listen, I said, I think, and this was my opinion, even though I'm the most less combative, I said to them, I said, I think Casey should be the one to have like be the only one to be able to get into the guild, just the guild chest, right? Because Casey was like, even though I was just as trustworthy, Casey was not only, he was the most diplomatic as well, right? And I was like, look, but no, everybody, no, we all should have access. And I kept saying, I said, dude, I don't fucking need shit. I said, I'll add money in. My girl, because my girl didn't care. She didn't want any access herself. She didn't give a shit. But no, Morgan, everybody else had to have access. And just like I said, it caused and I'm like, and I always said, even I said back then, I said, I don't want to be, because I was one of the leaders. We were all technically a leader, all, even though you could only have a main. And like I ended up getting made to be the main, and I didn't want that because I'd like it. And I told him then, I said, I'll never be the leader of a fucking like guild or a clan unless it's just a solo thing. I said, and if I'm ever in one, and that's why I said, and like when I went to join Jay and them, I'm like, I don't want any access to anything. I don't want, like, I'll help out, do whatever. I was like, I don't want shit. I was like, I just want to be in the guild. That's it. And he was like, really? And I'm like, seriously. I was like, seriously, bro. Like, I'm being dead ass. Like, I just don't want to. I was like, I just want to have a good time. I was like, and, I know the best route for me for that is to just stay neutral. And the most neutral way is just to me not have, I don't need anything. Just let me come play with everybody and I'm good, bro. You ain't gotta like worry about me being like, oh man. Like it's not like I can't get spice. It's not like I can't like, no, I love that, dude. That's why I'll fit in here, but I just like, no, like I could not have access to a damn thing and you would never hear me complain. Ever. Like it's just not gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen. Like I've had real life things in my life that was worthy of complaining about, and the fact of the matter was complaining about them wouldn't have changed them anyway. So I didn't do it then, and I'm not about to do. Like I have no enemies in this world. I have nothing but friends. Like that's the way I look at it. No, I respect that. I respect that. I get it. I get it. There's no like. There's no. I just. Yeah. You ain't gotta ever worry. I'm just glad to be here, man. It's a vibe. Oh no, it's cool and I respect that, but just like don't worry, man. You sound like you stress a little bit, and I don't like it. I don't like it. I'll just have you know I don't like it. No, you're fine. I don't want you feeling like it's just like I feel like that's what kind of maybe that's I'm partly here for. I don't know. I believe in like paths crossing and stuff for a reason, so you know what I mean? It's like you don't owe me nothing, and don't worry, man. I'm here to help. Like it's silly that that can happen with games like this, though. It's like just some silly shit where it's like people can just like jade the game up a little bit, where it's like, dude, this is supposed to be just fun. What the fuck? Like, Dude, fucking taking it that serious that you're like trying to steal shit in a game of digital stuff though. Look, I come from a place where like people steal real stuff to like feed themselves or like I don't know, buy drugs. I don't know. I'm just saying like that's what like I believe it though. Like hearing it, you guys are the first where I've really heard it from like in person. Um, and that's crazy. It's I'm no, that's what I was saying when I first read that when I was reading shit about this game. I did, if you'd have told me if I wouldn't have read that, you were like, oh, bro, there's people on Dune like being people's friends for like months at a time just to get access to their fiefs and shit and their bases and steal a bunch of shit. And I'm like, I'd have been like, dude, yeah, right. It's just a game. Nobody's taking it that serious. Is what I would have said. And that's just, my logic brain speaking. But reading enough now seems like people like being pretty shitty in this world. And it's like, I was like leaning when I was playing Ark that it was like, damn, the people that play Ark are just kind of fucked up. No, it's people. People are just in a tough spot right now as far as like morals. Not saying people are good or bad. Yeah,
Nothing here, bro. There's just what the fuck is the underground tunnel at, bro? There's an underground thing somewhere around here.
vehicle full, sir. Yep, all full. Feel like a heavy gunner, like I'm about to like say something, big worm. Fucking laze you. No, I'm just right. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just playing. I love you. I love you, bud. I'll give you a hug, worm. Bro, I ain't gonna lie. That was like the most excitement though I'd had in a game in a long time when I was playing this and got fucking months like I did, bro. I hey man, we'll go together. We'll go together if it happens. And you know what I'm saying? Hey, I'll say he's get a pretty good mouthful, you know what I'm saying? Like I think I'm a pretty good snack, you know what I'm saying? You're probably a pretty good snack too. But I think us together, like that's a tasty morsel for him. I'm just saying. He may, that Shai Halud may be winning that day. I'm just saying. But that day and today. Oh, what was I in? No, I was on the sand bike when he got me. I so thought I could outrun him, and then it happened, and I was like, all right, he got me. So what? And then like I spun, and like I had nothing, and I was like a naked guy, and I was like, oh, okay, wait, this ain't cool. I was like, hold on, like I was just like, I felt like naked and afraid, and I was afraid a little bit. I was like, all right, I don't know if I like this game anymore. Like I just got shy haluded, and I was like, you know, makes you feel some type of way, you were just touched, and it was like he touched me there, I said no, he didn't listen. It was tough. Your guy's just kind of like not walking. Your guy's just like floating around with his arms out. Oh, wait, nope, you stopped. I was just waiting on your guy to like start breakdancing. It's like, oh shit.
It's one problem off of my neck, you know.
Damn it, they need to give us breakdance moves and like emotes on here. Then the game would be complete. No, I'm just being smart. No, I know. Be out here just. Oh wait, whoa. Oh man. All right, look. I will hit no buttons, sir. I mean, I don't know. That looks like something I would have built if I'd have actually took the time to build something though. Like, and I would have been like, I'd be all like, oh man, look at this nifty base, and then and then I come back to your base again, and I'm like, God, you make me feel like I gotta. It's like I look at your guys' bases and then another friend's base, and it's like I feel like I gotta go to like architect school just to figure it out. It's like I'm all like over there like doing the thinking man pose, like looking at one beam, like how do I do this? You know, I know you do. I can listen. You can tell. I look. I can tell because it's just like I have attention to detail with people that play games like this. You can tell somebody, and this is look. You could build some shit. I'm telling you. Know this because it's like this. What I've learned about gaming, and I can actually like show because there's so many different things I've found where I've found people where they dabble in new things and their influence was very much gaming every time. It's like it equates. It does. No, that's what yes. Right. You're right. I know. I got a buddy that I subcontracted for a little bit, which was actually probably out of everything I've done my favorite. It was something about and look, I roofed for a while. That's the longest thing I did. I roofed for I don't know about like 4 or 5 years as a young teen into my adulthood with my uncle. My uncle ran a roofing business of his own, and then when I first moved back to Flint after my second son with my current old lady now, when our second son was born, I got back into I started working for a company called Lockhart for a guy named Eric Overland, which me and him are still really good friends. Um oh, he wouldn't care. He's a good dude. Oh, oh yeah, the server. But yeah, good times. Lockhart was not bad. Don't miss my hands. I don't miss my hands hurting. That shit's tough. Well, what they don't talk about is I didn't have it happen to me, thank God, but I had a couple of buddies that I worked with like throughout that because I worked there, doing that for like 3 years. Then after that, as an adult, and two of the guys I worked with both lost their fingers to graphite. Well, if that shit gets deep in there, bro, and it causes an infection, and some of these guys they feel like they gotta keep working, for whatever reason. They got kids or whatever. Right. And that's, because I remember back then, it was like, take a break, dude. Let's just take a minute. Right. And it was like, take a minute. Take a minute. I was like, I can't, right? My daughter needs this or my son needs this. And it was like, fuck, And the next thing I was like, oh, they do take a month, right? Come back to work and it's like, bro, where the fuck is your finger? Like, oh man, they had to take it. It's like, fucking that graphite, and it's like fuck that. That's how I was like, I can't keep doing this forever. Like I'm not gonna lose my fucking finger now, you know? Like the fuck, like fuck this shit. I'm like I didn't mind roofing though. It was best shape I've ever been in my life was when I roofed and when I did tree work for 2 years too. That's some sketchy shit. That's some sketchy shit. Dude, I I cannot make this up, bro, when I tell you I worked with a guy named Brian that like listen, I don't know many people that do the job, so I can't, but when I say this guy was good, the only drawback is he's a junkie. He got well. Truth be told, when he started, the guy was an oil rig. He came from oil rigs, worked most of his life on oil rigs, and then he found tree cutting through another guy that I worked. The guy we actually worked for that ran the company. So him and he's found Brian and taught Brian to cut. Brian took to it really well, but he ended up getting crushed by a log. Is why like he got crushed by like a log, and they told him he'd never walk again. Well, he figured out that he really couldn't walk well unless he was fucked up. Cause like no lie, like he when he'd walk if he was not using, he looked like he'd rode a horse for like a month. Right? As soon as that man did him like a line or whatever he did, because I would, my uncle's a junkie too, my Uncle Joe. I took care of him for years when he got out of prison. I won't, like, I always swear to God with him and people, like, I'd never get anybody, help anybody with that shit until I see my Uncle Joe almost die. Like, I don't know. He, whatever they call it, like, he was sick. And I just couldn't see him like that. I couldn't see him like that anymore. He ended up getting himself right after, but it was just like, I thought he was gonna die. I thought he was gonna die. And it was just, it was just like, what do I do? It was like, how do I, what can I do? And he was like, I need some. And it's like, dude, I'm not getting you high. Like, but what would it take for you to be normal? Like, I understand it enough that you need it to function. Like, how do you, it's like, don't fucking lie to me. Like, dude, I can't deal with you being like nodding out and shit, but I can't look at you like that. Cause it was just me and him for like 2 weeks. My mom was out of town. I'm like, fuck this, dude. Like, and I'll admit, I did. I gave him $5. You know, it just like, I still to this day feel bad because it's like I felt like I was feeding his habit in a way, but it was just, I swear to God, it was the weirdest thing. He went into his room and he come out, and dude, because dude, when I come home that day, dude, I was only gone for the night, and he was sick. I'll admit, he was sick before, but he didn't look like this. When I come in though, I was out messing with, friend and messing with a girl, I'll admit. I come home, not remember or thinking about it, and as soon as I looked at him, dude, he looked like Skeletor, man. Like his skin was all sunk to his face. That shit's so damn nasty. If I'd have had my way that dude the day after, I was so fucking pissed off about this shit. I was bitching to a friend. If I'd have had the power, I'd have burned every poppy field down in the world. That shit just had me so sick to my stomach just seeing him like that. Because it's that shit. It's just that drug. And it all stemmed from him back when he was young. And it's just... And I know that's stupid because there's a lot of people that do benefit from pain meds. I get it. But it just, like, seeing your loved one like that, it was just gross. And it was... And $5, dude, he come out, I swear to God, and it just... He looked like my uncle again. And I remember, like, it made me cry. He was like, what does it matter? And it was just I don't understand. Like, I don't understand how you can let something fucking cripple you. Like, dude used to be a Golden Glove boxer. Like, how do you let a fucking weird ass fucking substance like steal your fucking life away? No, no, I look, years later I had my own bout with things and had to come to the understanding that I didn't know what I was talking about, but it was just, it was hard to, to see somebody he was one of my former heroes. Growing up as a kid, I didn't know. Like, shit, I shared a room with him for years, staying with my grandma because my mom was going through some shit. And, like, I never knew as a kid. It was like, you'd be surprised, but you get older and you're like, holy fuck. Like, wow. He's good now, though. I tell you what, people, oh man, dude, people like to throw shade on stuff they don't understand, but like, I tell you what, weed may not be a cure all, but it sure helped a lot of people I know, and he was one of them. If they if they would have just put, like legalized that shit back then, he would have never went to prison. He'd have probably never lost his leg. You know what I mean? Like, there was a lot of things that transpired because they kept giving him legal pain meds, which kept him using illegal ones. It just like, so it's like, and it was a weird scenario where it's like, now we're, learning that there's a lot of benefits to it. Now, sure, it don't work like that for everybody, I get that, but it has solved a lot of problems for him. Oh, fuck. Hey, yeah, my cat scratched me the other day. Oh, fuck. Yeah, I'd stop myself. My cat scratched me the other day, and apparently it left a wound, and I didn't know, and now I'm bleeding because I just scratched it, and damn it. Get away from me. No, don't. Cat's all trying to lick me now. Yeah, no, it's not a bad, you're right. It just threw me off where I was like, why does my leg feel like that? I was like, oh my god, what's wrong? Um, do I have any what? Yeah, no, it's not bad. I'm already getting it now. I, my pain tolerance is really through the charts, so that's my problem too. Is I don't feel shit like I don't feel shit like most people, which is not a great thing. It's actually bad. I hurt myself quite often. I don't realize it. Dude, I broke toes and didn't even know it. Ain't that some shit? No, yeah, no, for sure. Which that's something I gotta be careful with, as that, because I already. Me either. And I know they're resetting. If you're about to hop off, that's I'll probably hop I'll probably hop off and get on Div for a little bit even. No, man, that's no, no, no. I was just blotting that, so I'd just make sure it was little fucking, like you said, them little capillaries. You ain't lying though. The worst bleed I've ever seen anybody have in my life. My grandpa clipped his eyebrow one time, and bro, you would have thought somebody laced him open, like for real. Bro, that thing bled so bad. Truth be told, he was a little liquored up. Well, the man was, he could not, like, I didn't realize this till I was older, like, and this wasn't like he had PTSD, or some people, like, just drink to function because of, they're trying to forget things, I guess. My grandpa, it was service, it was well, I mean, I know he's seen some stuff, but I don't know. Looking at, like, my grandpa to my uncle Danny, he also served. That was the next generation. Like, not saying men got softer, but I think things, Yeah, I guess. Because my uncle did, like, dude, my Uncle Danny 100% had the 1,000 yard stare. Like, you would bring shit up to my Uncle Danny and, like, he didn't break, but there was, like, you were walking on thin ice asking certain shit. You know, you could just tell. So, no, for sure. Yeah, that's my Uncle Danny 100%. Right. Right. No, you're good. You're good, bro. If I go to walk somewhere and I can't get through, I know that's fine. I'm good with that. That doesn't bother me. Oh, gotcha. Oh yeah, no, I get that. Yeah. Yeah, gotcha, gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, no, for sure. For sure. My grandpa was a little my grandpa was a little more foretelling, but more like, for instance, the man was scared of heights, right? Deathly afraid of heights. You could not get that man on a roof. But you know what he did most of the service? Take a wild guess. Yeah. How the fuck? You know what he told me? He says, I wanted my jump pay. He said that was $50. What? He said that was $50. Like, well, I get it. $50 back then was a lot more than it is now. But I'm just saying, like, really? His 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 uh cousin Donald Ray, he was what do you call, he was in the Air Force, but he was the guy, so when you went up, he was like, what do you call, the jump master? I'm not he was the guy that he was basically the guy, like, once you went up, he made sure everybody that was supposed to jump to get their jump pay jumped. And oh dude, he said I love nothing. He used to kid. He was a big man. I mean, that was one of the biggest men I've ever seen him. Well, I take that back. Cousin Donald Ray, and I mean, everybody, you when you think like a military man, cut like that's how he looked, stripes and all. But he said I love nothing more than taking my size 16 boot and planting it in a general's ass that says he's not getting out of my plane. You know, and it was just like, go ahead, like you. Well, I that's how I learned that in the air they outrank. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how high your rank is in the army. Anything on the ground. With the Air Force, they always outrank you, especially once they hit the air. Because I never understood that. With it was like, how are you, like, how does that make sense? Because he wasn't that high ranking, but he was it was his, but he was the jump master that made him outrank them. And it was like, I didn't understand that until I got older. I was like, holy fuck. Oh, God. Right, right. Like, yeah. Yeah, we can do this. I just it's a hard no here. Right? No, no, that's for sure. My dad was Navy, so
Just a regular traversal to jump into flying. I understand what you mean, but I think I kind of got it. I think I kind of got it down.
oh yeah, here. Oh shit. Yeah, let me jump around. You mean?
Switch just a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Because
There we go.
both of them right there on the second big boss fight on Sorrows. On Crimson, I'm a little bit more deep into just chilling. That's what I'm talking about, man. Let me get some shout outs going. I'm sorry about that. I ain't sure
Okay.
which ones where they are speaking. Let's see what clip we get for bro.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know you could do that's fucking cool. Now that's cool that they let you do that and like actually view. That's fucking cool. Yeah, that's cool. That's fucking cool. I didn't know you could do that with them. I knew you could store them like that, but it's like I had no idea you could preview them like that. I always thought you had to throw the whole ass base down to look. That's fucking cool. That's nice. Which one? This way. Hold on. Yeah, this one right here.
Check in. Yeah, I think got my
No, that's fucking cool. Here, let me give them back to you. How do I? Oh, okay. Okay. No, that's fucking cool though. And that's nice to know that you can like preview your bases too. That would have took me like a year to figure that out. Like I'd have been telling you some shit like, "Oh, bro, you know what I found out? You can rook at your bases in a preview." That's cool as fuck though.
I guess I guess the particular server Squawk and friends and I fuck with Squawk. I fuck with a lot of people that are in there.
No, I get that game. My brother's friend, like I picked up my brother for a little while when he was playing WoW, because he was the first one to get into PC gaming, like for real. And like I was picking on him and my nephew at first, I'm like, oh, and then he was like, oh, dude, he was like, listen, you're hanging out here all the time. He was like, go ahead and just make a character. And I played for a little bit, and it's like him and my nephew were always arguing, so I didn't play much because I'm not trying to fight to play the game too. Like whatever. So, but I met his friend. His friend, my brother's friend that played it. That dude, like he damn near. That's the first person. This is before streaming, but that was the first person I seen that made a living somewhat gaming. Like that's when I found people. He sold accounts. Like he made like WoW accounts from people that wanted to get into WoW. Like I want to, yeah, it's like I want to play with my friends, but they're already raid level. because that's the first time I'd ever heard what a about a raid, and it was like, what the fuck is a raid? And he was like, oh well, it's you gotta like be a certain level, and you gotta have all this gear, and you know, and that's he had sold my brother on it. He's like my brother's like, oh, I gave him $100, and he made me a raid account. I was like, what? It was like, dude was and I'm like, what? How do I? You can like get paid, and I'm like, this is wild. Like this guy is getting paid to play a game, you know. Yeah, I heard about that. I heard of this. This was so many years ago, dude. This was fuck. This was. When did they add that blood elf or whatever? How long ago was that? Okay, so that tells you, and I'm surprised I even remember that, cause that's what I look. My brother had to give me bullshit because like he had like this little dwarf guy, or a little gnome. He had a little gnome or whatever. No, dude, he wrecked shit on that game. I made fun of him until I watched him run through and like he had a nice little build. It was funny. It was funny seeing this little guy wreck shit. Really. Oh, that's wild. Oh wait, here. Okay. Oh god. Okay. No, I can't. I'm not almost empty. I'll come back and grab it, I guess.
We did this. We did this. Of course, of course. Of course, man. The meat that we brought to where we went to was this particular meat
Okay.
right here.
Yeah, no, for sure. All right. All right.
So all I
Oh,
have
right on. Oh, okay, cool. All right.
That's the only line I had in my head. We started with that. What is like, don't just teach us how to bow, show them how to handle them. It's like a chicken on the style, trying to bomb sandwich. I
All
can
right.
eat lips, look at my lips, watching off my clothes. Still jocking the real, but still trying to catch up. This shit in it, boy. I don't mind by the place. I've been in the field, I can feel it in your pocket pockets. Big run, never stop, bitch.
Fuck, I may not have a vehicle tool. Let me. I may not have a vehicle tool on me. You hear, you hear me? I may not. I was gonna say I may not have a vehicle tool on me. I think I stored that. I think I had one on me. I'm sure, but damn it, nope. That's all right. Hold on. Just hits. Okay, hold on. So customize it. Wait. Oh. Okay, so it don't.
April 24th. April 24th, man. We set a little challenge, a little challenge. It went well. It went well. Man. It was a 30-day challenge, and they hit the damn goal in 3 days. It was
Yeah, I'm on a
insane.
controller.
This particular challenge. Chill, 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 bro. Chill, bro. Yeah, we got brains. Chill, bro. What you do to Mark? I did not. I was not aware. I was not aware. Looks like it's still on what?
Okay, hold on. Yep, I'm coming back. I see where you're marked. I seen a little late. Okay. Yeah, no, I seen some shit about these shields that like I was that dude I was talking that dude I was talking about like he was like stealing these people's shit for fucking with them and was trying to like and it just went horribly wrong. That shit's just wild. It was funny to watch though. Like, why would you even do that? C button. So what? Just oh, there we go. Okay. Here, hold on. Did it pick it back up or no? Okay, hold on. There we go. Oh, damn it. Go down. Oh, God. It doesn't help that my Joy-Con's a little janky on the left. I gotta buy another one. I like the Edge controller. I like the Edge controller for that you can replace them. But, yeah, I got you.
Long story short, we get back to that because it never left. It really like
That one is a little... That one is a little different to fly. It flies a little different than the Assault or the Scout. Yeah, it's different. It is definitely different.
shot part, huh? That ain't no motherfucking Charlie. Talking about Charlie. Is that not a shopping cart? People, is that not a shopping cart?
Oh, it's not a big deal, man. Well, I'll do it another time. Hell yeah.
It's a
Here.
Charlie kid. It's not like a damn shopping cart, but I ain't gonna argue
Yeah,
with you.
yeah. I've seen some videos of people losing some stuff. You know,
Shit.
it was yeah. I was seeing some stuff like, damn, that's tough.
Is there a way for me to like play it?
I don't know. The video threads weren't showing like why. It was like a thread of like people trying to get spice, I guess, out of the the DD and losing it to the worm, is what it looked like, I guess. So, so I just yeah, it was mainly sand crawlers, but I thought I could have swore there was a couple videos of people like it, shit like the tank, them canisters getting ate, because that's what threw me off was like it made me wonder like why like were they just out on the sand with the canisters like
This type of fire can damage the license plate, personal doubt. Hey, yeah, I need you to see me. Hold on.
oh okay all right. That sets a different picture then. So maybe that's what it is. They were like just traveling through the maybe trying to take their stuff out and they just dropped a yeah, that's tough. Fuck, that would suck. I'd be bummed. Yeah. Oh shit, yeah, duh, yeah. Oh, here. Let me drop your. Them are kind of cheap. Yeah, them are kind of cheap, aren't they? Oh, that is a tier. Yeah. Oh wait, do I have it? Oh, I have a. I have. I must have been. I've been making a tier 5 too. Here. No, I get it. No, like I'll admit with games like this, I can be a little wasteful on my own personal like stuff where I've had people like on other games where it's like, hey man, there's like you could totally like do this and do this, you wouldn't use as much material, and I'm like, I'm one of the people where I'm like, man, okay, well, my bad, it's like I'm okay, I don't ever really care that much.
But once you get, I see you go. I see.
Really, I didn't know that. Oh,
Get the shit on the start screen.
yeah, yeah.
The song that I wrote played maybe with a some years ago. I'm trying to figure out exactly how long it was played.
Uh,
I actually was sitting there on the screen. Really was singing out like that, but the audio would be there. And I turn the mic off actually so I can try to focus on that.
yeah, well, yeah. Sometimes, just cause it's like,
Yeah. See.
yeah.
I let you just do.
Well, no, and that is the truth of it right there. It was like and it isn't a play. Hey, it isn't a play on always where it's like sometimes you just gotta let people, like you just said, have their moment. Because sometimes it's like, yeah, maybe it's like, oh, you could, well, no, but there's a better way. It's like, yeah, but they will come to that assumption on their own too, believe it or not. It's just like sometimes you gotta let people win. Even if you don't see it that way. I totally get that. Because, some people just like to try to backseat life in general. And you're like, hey. And you're like, yeah. And sometimes, yeah, you got to be like, hey, man, let them fucking live, bro. Like, just, because that's something I don't think anybody likes is like being point where it's like, hey, psst. It's like, what? You're not doing that right. Like, bitch, shut up. Like, like my my son's the one that really like, and it was through gaming. Like I was, because he had got into gaming. I was like, I was so stoked. I was like, oh my god, I got a gaming buddy, right? Like, and he wanted to play all these games I'm playing. And it's like I couldn't help but try to like tell him. Well, in my head, I was trying to guide him, right? It come from a place of love, but without realizing it, I was telling him to play like I play, right? And it made and it and it was one of those where he had to kind of turn and he's like, Dad, I got it. And it was like, and I caught the frustration. It was like, oh, wait a minute. My bad. And I had to kind of like let me back off. Let me back off like I didn't realize what I was doing until I was really doing it. And he didn't get upset with me, which I'm so proud of him for. He was so, as my son, he was patient with me of like, hey dad, like look, hey dad, I'm excited, I get you're excited that I'm a gamer too, but like can I do the game? Can I game? I was like, you know what? I am sorry. Hold on. Like You are right, you know, and it was cool to see him grow into the young man he's became, you know, because he is quite the gamer. He's really good. He's generally really good at any. Well, all my kids are. My son Liam, my middle son, that kid rivals me at almost any competitive game I play. Like I've had some people, you know, I've told them too, we'll go play something. I'm like, hey, like they're like, oh, well, tell your kid to, you know, keep up. And it's like, hey, man, he's good, you know. And they're like, oh, I've heard that. And then you know he'll play, and they're like, holy shit. I'm like, dude, I'm like, bro, I wasn't saying like I'm not one of those that's like, you know, I don't toot my own horn. So what makes you think I'm a toot is? Like, listen, if I give him the like kid, I tell him all the time if he would shed the he gets a little upset at either people for not playing at his level, right? Or he's not a very good loser. He 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 reminds me of his and all I can. I'm not blaming his Uncle David because he's my son, but my older brother like had spent a little stint playing with him on COD, and he kind of picked some habits up, and I told him I said, Liam, you know, it's not a great it's you know it doesn't make you bad or anything, but it's like you don't want to be upset like you win or lose. You know, it's always okay. It's you know learn from it, right? Like don't ever be upset though. You're letting that moment own you. You know, just like when you get upset with somebody else, you're giving them power over you in that moment, whether you want to admit it or not. You're letting them live rent free in your mind. You know, think of that. Do they own that? Do they deserve that? Because if they don't, then don't give it to them. That's how it's a look. I struggle with that one all the time. You know, because I think we all have moments where somebody may even, and it's sometimes even maybe out of a place of love, say something that just hits you a certain way, and you're like, motherfucker. You know, we got to learn to like not like react as you know, well, okay. And you know, like you got to let stuff roll off at points and just understand that like my perception and your perception isn't always the same, but it doesn't make you right or me wrong. It's perception. You know, we don't always see life or see things the right way, but as long as we can understand that and understand that like we can come to a common ground, neither of us lose. You know, we're always in the positive, you know, we're always gonna progressively move forward because we both underliningly know that it doesn't matter who's, you know, thinks they're right or wrong. What, you know, the basis is what we do after, right? You need to go do that, sir. You need to go do that, sir. I have kids I have to ship to school here soon. And then breakfast to make. No, you're good. I'm gonna I think sign out myself. I'm just gonna you know what? Wait. Where am I at? Where am I? That was a that was a good movie too. Jackie Chan, wasn't that what it was? Or no, was it Who Am I? You remember that one? I'm trying to I can't remember the name of it. I think it was Who Am I? Well, no, there was one where he like had amnesia. He like couldn't remember who he was. It was no, it was it damn it. Dude, if my mom was here, she would that was I think her favorite one cuz my mom really liked Rush Hour and so well Rush Hour 1, 2 and 3. I want to say it's Who Am I? I want to say it's Who Am I? Give me a sec. I'm about to Google that so No, there was, I know he forgets who he is for a second in Shanghai Noon, but I think, wasn't that more him being drunk or something? Hold on. Watch this. This is gonna drive me nuts. Bro, how do I remember that? Yes, it is an action movie from 1988 or 1998 called Who Am I? I knew. No, you're good. I totally was like, it was gonna haunt me. If I, yeah, I'm bad for that one. Where it's something where it's like you remember, but you can't remember if you're remembering it the right way, or you're having like a Mandela effect thing, right? Go on. Like, you know. No, you're good, man. That 100% was a me thing. I'm like, oh fuck, I gotta. Oh god, that was. No, for sure. We can get you some sleep, man. You sound tired. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You too. Oh shit! I about just jumped off. Fuck it. I think I'll just hang out here. I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters. So exit to main menu. And then I gotta play a little dead, I guess. Bear with me, chat. I'm gonna swap games for a second. This game's about to go. They're about to reset the server. So hmm. That ought to be interesting. All right, well let's Wolsey here. You got me slow, slow, slow. E4. Okay, apparently I gotta wait. What? Apparently I got an update. Hold on. What the hell, man? Oh, that's small. One sec, one sec. We're updating real quick, real quick. Type shit, type shit. fucking fuck with me right now. Like, you have to help me figure this out, brother, because I don't know. What the fuck is going? All right, hold on. That's not right. Close. Close, close. What the fuck is going on here, man? I swear, they just don't like to work on their PC side of apps, man. Urgh. Alright, hold on. Try one more time.
And then I couldn't find a way to descend in that bitch, so I just jumped out there and over there put it in the air.
I think I gotta let it open first before I do shit. Yeah, see? Okay. Now, let me see. Yeah, here we go. We're back, chat. We're back, chat. We're back, we're back. Get this popped over too. Get you all some game sound. Let's get it.
This is the ashtray. Black Phantom, what you at? Oh, hygiene stretch. I got you right now, buddy. Okay, so thank you for the never necessary, always appreciate tire plate stress. So you learn it's crazy. This $2 you get a lot more requests. I guess I gotta talk about it.
Are you fucking serious, man?
10K killers. Oh, that's just $10. I was $10. That's like at least $150. That is insane. New Snake, what's good, bro? Welcome in.
You already know my dude.
Okay. Sometimes it does look like I did party chat with you. He's in chapter. You said 5? He's on 5. CJ, what the hell? Don't start this. You see what you do? Do you see what you did? Oh, they're kick the subs and bitch right now. And they got a check. Come here to the one. What she, bro?
No.
CJ, thank you. Favorite mod gets a shout out. Sorry, I missed you, bro. There's so much going on. Where's that man? And the shit with me. Gigi, why are you screaming? There's another thing killing this. The bear. If you can just like check in, they call it check in. It's a top 3 thing, GG, and you were in it. Most definitely. For the videos you tonight, do it. I appreciate you. Just sit this thing out. Like fast, bro. Street. Yes,
Press space to start. Press escape to quit. Press space to start. Press escape to quit.
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
Hey, I appreciate that check-in, my guy. Oh, sucks. Let's go to the hoodie, my guy. No? I feel it. I feel it. Gonna be down for an hour. Go play Night Rain, I guess. I took up my console.
It just came on, TT, that's crazy.
Can't be mad though. They gotta do their maintenance.
You can find these everywhere if you do that shit. I'll just be selling it.
Well, damn. I guess we may just raid out here in a minute. So I don't really feel like hooking my console up. I got my console put up in its travel bag. I don't want to get it out. I don't really have anything else on PC I want to play right now. But I definitely want to grind some Dune. We'll probably hop off for a little bit. Raid out and hop off and... I think we'll roll, or raid, I can't speak. I think we'll raid the homie officially low. Before I do that. Dude, what a... Get my brother here. Shouty. Why not? Because my PC is about to be weird. There we go. appreciate everybody popping in on me though. And chatting me up. I'm gonna raid out to my homie officially low. And I hope to see y'all very shortly. I'll be back in a few hours to hit the sands very hard. We're gonna get out here and grind some stuff out. Well, much love, y'all. I appreciate y'all. I hope y'all have an amazing day, or not, whichever the case may be, and I hope to see you soon.